So, namaste, everyone. Welcome to this session once again. Very nice to see all of you, beginning of the year. So, anyway, for today's sessions, we are going to practice listening to our mind. So, because for many of us, our minds are always very active, are always generating a lot of thoughts from one to another, like a non-stop radio station. The Plum Village, they call it NSR, non-stop radio station. So, and many of us actually find it difficult to meditate because our thoughts, too many thoughts, our mind are too active, right? So we always look at thought like a disturbance or obstacles to our meditation. And even in the day-to-day basis, not just in meditation itself, sometimes if we are not mindful, we are easily distracted or get carried away or losing ourselves in our thoughts, right? So this one, if we constantly or are not conscious of how our thoughts can affect us, even in the way we talk, the way we behave, then our emotions will also be dragged down or follow together with the thought itself, right? But in fact, many of us, we try to redirect our mind, try to focus on something else, like for example, meditation, resting on an object to try to calm the mind or try to stop the thought, which of course to a certain extent is helpful. That's what we are trying to do as well here. Sometimes we focus on the breath, the body sensation, and so on. But let's face the truth, which is the mind can never stop working. We can never stop the thought. The thought will always be there, right? So it depends on whether we know how to work with them or not. And the technique of working with them is to, number one, see the true nature of this mind and the true nature of our thoughts, and learn to make friends with them and turn them or transform them, or especially our thoughts, as a support for our meditation. Okay, instead of an obstacle or disturbance to our meditation. So this is something that we are going to practice today. So we will gently bring our awareness to the mind and the thought. And that's very important is there's no need to analyze or think about the thought itself. Okay, and of course, we don't follow the thought also. We are simply learning to notice the thought as they arise. So because when we observe them directly, we begin to see how thoughts appear, how they are formed, where do they come from, and where do they dissolve, and what happens if we don't do anything about them, and see how this thought affect us if we choose to follow them, and see that if, let's say, we don't hold on to them, they will naturally loosen their grip. They dissolve. Like what we always say, they are just like a passing clouds in the sky, right? And our awareness, we can be like the sky, or just allow the thoughts to come and go at their own accord. Okay, so it's a very simple practice of being aware. But to me, this is very, very transformative and very powerful in our day-to-day life, because if we do not know how to manage our thought or how to work with this thought, we easily lose ourselves in the thought, and we may believe and identify ourselves with this thought itself. For example, if you have a very negative thoughts, if you have constantly, overpowered by your unhealthy sense of mind, you have a lot of negative perception about yourself. And if you choose to believe in those thoughts, and you even identify yourself as them, you may even see yourself as, oh, I am a very negative person, I'm a loser, if your thought says that to you. So it can be very damaging. But if you have a very healthy sense of self, you always generate positive thoughts, you can actually make use of these positive thoughts and do something really beneficial for yourself and for others as well. So working with thought is a very important subject, I feel. So this is what we are going to practice today. So let's adjust your posture if you need to. Sit in the meditation posture with your mind, your spine relatively straight, but no need to be too rigid. You can do this practice with the eyes gently opened, a light gaze. in the either space or floor ahead of you, or you can even close your eyes if that feels more comfortable to you. But the moment you start to feel sleepy after closing your eyes for a while, you can gently open again so that you maintain your alertness and wakefulness throughout the session. Otherwise, a lot of people, when they start to close their eyes, the eyelids become very comfortable and the sleepiness can creep in very easily. So before we begin, let's gently set our motivation. Why are we here? Of course, we are not meditating to become someone special or not try to create any special or experience. And of course, we are not here to escape life as well. We are here because we want to understand our mind. So we become less clinging to this thought that produced by the mind constantly, less grasping. And of course, by doing so, we are able to awaken the wisdom and also the compassion within us. And with this motivation, may this practice benefit not just ourselves, but also all beings. So let me invite three sounds of the bell. Allow the sound of the bell to connect you with your true being. Let's begin by noticing the body, sensations, feeling the weight of the body sitting on this cushion. The gravity, the temperature on the skin, either the tightness or the tensions in the body, if there is any. And see if you could allow your body to relax a little bit more with every exhalation. You can take the deep breath in, and as you exhale, release whatever tension or holding in the body. Another two more breaths at your own pace. Every out breath, allow your body to relax even more. And slowly begin to open up all your senses to whatever that's happening right now. To the sounds in the surrounding, to whatever that's present in your mind. Your thoughts, your emotions, the bodily sensation, and even to the environment around you. There's nothing to change, nothing to fix. Just simply open your senses to all that's happening right now, right here. And notice that as we open this way, a sense of relaxations naturally happen. Because there's nothing we are resisting, and there's nothing that we are trying to grasp. We are just allowing things to be as it is in this moment. No goal to achieve, nothing to retain. Simply be here and aware. And now, very gently, turn your attention to listening at all levels, listening to the sounds near or far, and listening to the subtle movement within your heart. The heartbeat, and now listen to the activity of your mind. Is your mind active or quiet at this moment? And perhaps listening to the mood you are in right now. Perhaps your mood is happy, peaceful, or it could be sad, restless, or neutral. Whatever is present, just simply listen. There's no need to judge. There's no need to try to change or fix it, or even analyzing. Just listening in a non-judgmental way. To the full experience of being alive right here in this very moment. And now gently turn our attention to the nature of our thoughts itself. Just notice if there is any thoughts arise at this moment. And be aware of this thought as it arises. And before you can hold on to them, notice how it passes away. No need to follow the thought. No need to block the thought, as you can't. And no need to analyze it as well. Just witnessing the arising of one thought. And see how this thought changes to the next thought. And next. If you have no thought, the thought of I have no thought is itself a thought. It's perfectly normal that the thought continue to arise. This is simply the functions of the mind. But what we are cultivating here is the awareness of this thought, rather than being unconsciously driven by it. And just continue to observe your thought without having to do anything. Just aware, bear witness. Notice that when you look straight into the thought, sometimes the thought disappears. and another thought arises. But as you become more aware of each thought, you may notice that the thoughts may naturally slow down. And there seems to be a gap between thoughts, a moment of silence, a moment of stillness. And this gap, this moment of no thought, naturally become bigger and longer. And how do you feel if you could just rest your awareness in this gap, this brief moment of no thoughts? Notice that the thoughts continue to arise and dissolving within a big field of awareness. If we do not interfere, they just come and go and dissolve into the background, just like clouds in the sky. They come from nowhere, they stay for a while, and they dissolve into nowhere. Seems like dissolving into emptiness of the sky. But this sky, this open awareness remains unchanged. But now, if we, let's say, we gently observe a thought, look closely into them, does it truly exist as a solid thing? When you look at a thought, you may see images, words, even sometimes sensations. But it's like a rainbow in the sky. They are not solid. Because in its true nature, it has no substance. But only when we believed and identified with this thought as me, mine, then the thought gains its power. And we start to have reactions like dislike, grasping, resistance. But in essence, the thoughts are like clouds. They are empty. They come from nowhere and dissolve into emptiness. So just rest in this recognition for a while. So just let go of whatever questions or analysis you have in your mind. Simply rest as open, clear awareness. So again, not suppressing any thought, not indulging in them. Just let them come and let them go. You remain like a sky, aware, allowed, and present. Always remember we can be like a sky. Simply aware of the thoughts when it comes and just let them go when it's time to go. No grasping, no resistance. In this way, we are not bound by any thoughts and we are free. Clouds come and go, but the sky remained unchanged, spacious, open, and free. now, as we come to the end of the sessions, before we end, let's dedicate this meditation. May whatever goodness that arises from this practice, may it be of benefit to all beings. And may any clarity or calm that arises from this meditation, may it become the cause for wisdom and compassion. So when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and give yourself a slow stretch. Thank you.